welcome to, I guess you don't have to be welcome. You are the one who's hosting the conference. So congrats to you. You've put in a lot of work, and we will know a little bit more about all that as this panel progresses. Before we start our main program, I'd like Swamiji to mention a few words about what his thoughts are. We started in 2018 and we have made a lot of progress. Now you have a Goshala in the Bay Area. Swamiji, what are your thoughts and how do you see this thing moving forward?
I would say that the conference that was organized in California in the month of May, 20th of May, actually, 2018, definitely provided a lot of inspiration for many people, not only in India, but as we can see, as you just mentioned, in California especially, and other parts of the world, because cow culture is meant to be not only a topic of interest and concern for India, but actually for the whole world. So I'm very pleased that today, as a follow-up to this 2018 cow culture, we're having this panel discussion to see how we can move things even further. Thank you.
Thank you, Swamiji. Dr. Swamy, your initial thoughts, sir.
Well, the last conference, since the last conference, group has made progress, but we have got a long way to go. But the trend is in the sentiment in India today is growing in favor of rethroning the status of the cow to what it was. We have already recognized peacock as a national bird, and I'm working to see how we can bring in the cow as a national animal that is, recognized by the entire population of India. So that from that process, as you know, I did get into the ballot luckily, and my item on the ban on cow slaughter and its development became a private member's bill. When I got up to speak, I was informed that the party has issued a whip to vote against me, and therefore, it would be. I would not be able to get this through, but surprisingly, the entire House, including all the BJP MPs, told the Parliamentary Affairs Minister that, yes, you have issued a whip, go ahead, do what you like, but we are voting for this because this is an issue dear to our heart. So it became clear that there was near unanimous support. I think only the communists, but they are, microscopic. But only the communists had opposed it, but all, including Samajwadi Party, whose Muslim deputy leader spoke and he supported it. He said, it has always been our view that this is a matter on which we should respect the Hindu sentiment. And so he says on the floor, I'm saying that I'm going to vote for this bill. Then I got an alarm clock from the Parliamentary Affairs Minister that the Prime Minister has made a request that I should withdraw it, and that he would do in the future according to, this is what was conveyed. I don't know what the Prime Minister actually said, but he will proceed in the matter as I thought it fit. But I said, no, the minister has to come, Agriculture Minister, and he must, on the floor of Parliament, say what the government's future action is going to be if I'm to withdraw it. I also knew that if I had pursued it, I would have won. But then the bill would have gone to Lok Sabha, where the BJP had, where I'm not a member, and the BJP had an absolute majority. So, it could have just as well got struck down. So I thought prudence demanded that I extract the maximum price and withdraw it. So when the minister came, he spoke on what all that needs to be done. And he said, I want to assure Swamy that we are working in the same direction as him. with these words, I request Dr. Swamy to withdraw the bill, and we will come up with a bill of our own. And I re-emphasized it. So the only thing that remains is the law. Since the minister has said that in consultation with me, he'll proceed on this matter, I would like to give the government one more chance so that I don't have to come back again with another bill. Therefore, permit me to withdraw the bill. So it's on the floor. It's the record of Parliament, and it is on the 2nd of February, 2018. Now, since then, nothing has happened. So I had, one of the things that have been frequently raised is it'll cost enormous amount for making gaushalas and so on. And I said, put a cess and say that those who don't want to pay need not pay. And you will get not only for this generation, but 20 generations hence the money. The people will be willing to give it. So this is, resources is a bogus thing. But more important is the cow should be declared as a national animal, which means that the Prime Minister will also be seen feeding the cow like he's been feeding peacocks. I don't know if you've seen that picture. The Prime Minister is a great one. When something gets done, he quickly associates himself with it, like the Ram Mandir. Till I got it to this penultimate stage, he was actually opposing it in the sense of filing a petition, an application that all the land which was Narasimha Rao had nationalized to be able to build the temple should be denationalized. That would have been chaos. Today we wouldn't have been able to even lay the foundation stone because private parties, they'll start bargaining. But anyway, we have all accepted him as leader, and so ultimately his views should prevail. But I'm saying that this does require a great deal of aggressive pushing. I had, as you said, I had waited for the Ram Mandir to be done. It's done now. Although I am on now a new project of getting the Kashi Vishwanath, Gyanvapi Kashi Vishwanath rebuilt. But I think this cow, we are very close because the sentiment is very high that something should be done. Plus, we have, thanks to you Indians in the United States, we have now so much research about its medicinal value, its the value of its the fertilizer value of its cow dung, and so on. But during the time of Sudarshan, as this is my last comment before we go on to the full-fledged discussion. But during the time of Sudarshan, who was Sarsang Chalak, he did an innovative thing. He called all large industrialists to a conference and said, what can you do for the purpose of promoting cow products? And you'll be surprised, a large number of them committed. And today, out of cow dung, they may make bricks of the same tensile strength that you get from making with stones and rocks. So bricks are now being made out of cow dung, is being used for building huts and so on. And I think we need to work now in the direction of, number one, how to collect through the government enough money. As I said, assess is something we should campaign for. Two, cow studies should be part of our department in universities. Maybe you may make the subject optional, but you will get people, and it should be now a separate department within the Ministry of Agriculture. And we should now think in terms of preparing for what is going to happen, that is the implementation of Article 48 of the Constitution.
Thank you very much, Dr. Swamy. Nisha Sharma ji, you've played a very important role in this formation of this Goshala. And we will come to that in a little bit of time. We want to keep the suspense on for some time. But what are your thoughts on getting involved with this? It's a tremendous effort. And I think I can't thank you enough for all your contribution, which we will reveal in a short while.
Yes, definitely. I am very honored to be among you all here. You're already contributing a lot towards our cow culture. I'm just doing my little bit here because I think we are enough blessed by Thakurji, Shri Krishna, that we have some land and we can, give it towards this amazing motive here to keep our cow culture and our heritage. And I just want to make sure that our upcoming generations, my kids and community kids, they are proud of it, that why we believe in cow seva and what is cow culture. And that's what I am actively participating here too. I'm a very proud Hindu here. So as a mother, I want my kids, they also believe in same thing. That's how we are brought up. And I just want to keep it alive here. And the upcoming generations, they feel proud and they feel belongs to it. So just to keep our culture alive here, that's why I'm involved. And I'm very much blessed that I'm part of it.
Thank you very much, Nisha ji. Srikant ji, the man who pulled it all together. I just have a couple of quick questions, sir. You had a mission to pull together the 2018 Cow Culture Conference, and then you have been working untiringly. I hear that you don't even sleep more than 3 hours a day, and I can see the result. So can you quickly walk us through from that point up until now? Now you had to go find Boss Indicus cows, maybe 2 to 3 minutes if you don't mind.
Thank you, Sriji, and you are there with me in the journey. So I was continuously updating you, and of course this all happened because of our Guruji, His Holiness Bhakti Raghav Maharaj. I'm very fortunate he's in the call today, and of course Dr. Swamy encouragement. When he come to the Cow Culture Conference, many people ask me, what is next steps? You did a conference, Dr. Swamy did a Go Puja and then fed the cows. And what are you thinking? What are your next thoughts? So I moved from a different city to here to come to nearby Goshala. I was searching for a land from past 2 years now. So early this year, it's God's fortune that I met with Nishaji and Vaniji. So I told that we are looking for some land. So can you help us? So immediately the day one, he gave me the lock of the property and asked him to come with the Boss Indicus cows. So that's a big hunt for me to get a pure breed, Indian breed. These cows, I think everybody knows the history, Shriji. Like many years ago, Bhavnagar king, Gujarat king, donated cows to Brazil. And these cows is immigrants to Brazil. And from Brazil, it went to Mexico, and we procured from Mexico to Texas and Texas to California. So we got all the paperwork done, and finally we got the cows on April 30th. So we have now 8 cows. Everybody got the names, and Guruji gave some names. Nishaji gave some name, so we end up with now a big family here.
Wonderful introduction, very crisply done, Srikant ji. So now let us start with an invocation to Go Puja. This is a video.
Oh, yes. That is coming online.
Saraswati Devi Gauravani Chacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashakya Deshatarine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur.
And next, we have a short video on how could world peace be attained. It's a short message by Holiness Bhakti Raghav Swamiji.
We have become totally disconnected with the basis and the pillars of Dharma, which are cows. Dharma begins with the protection of cows. When we when we become disconnected with cows, as we have, in the cities, living in the cities means we are disconnected with cows. We no longer look after cows. We no longer see cows. We no longer think about cows. We no longer care about cows. If we no longer care about cows, what's Krishna going to care about us? Isn't it? Krishna is constantly meditating on his cows. Krishna worships every day his cows. Krishna cannot live without cows. How can we manage to live without cows? The Brahminical culture cannot be established without cows. Krishna consciousness cannot be practiced without cows. How are we managing to practice our Krishna consciousness without cows? We must ask ourselves these questions.
You have seen many pictures of Krishna. He is loving cow. Why cow is loved by him? Why not another animal? There are many other animals. Why particularly cow? Because cow protection is the most important business of the human society. Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Gram Yatra. The first qualification is that he protects the Brahmins and the cows. Next, he protects the whole world. Jagadhitaya Krishna. So, the example is set by the Supreme Personality of Godhead that human civilization will advance only on the basis of Brahminical culture and cow protection. As soon as there is fall down from Brahminical culture, and as soon as there is discrepancy in the protection of cows, there will be no more peace in the world. Therefore, he specifically said, Go Gram Yatra. This Krishna consciousness movement is for the protection of Brahminical culture and cows. Then automatically the peace of the world will come.
That was a powerful message. Now we'll take a quick look at what happened in the Cow Culture Conference of 2018. This is a short video clip. While the video clip is being readied, I just want to mention that that was the first time Sri Srikant met with me. Perhaps we had less than 6 months to put it all together, and things moved, such precision that everything came together magically. There were a few hurdles, challenges, but we overcame them all, and it was a major success. And I guess now we can start looking at that conference highlights. That was a wonderful recap of the 2018 Cow Culture Conference. Now we look forward to the vision of 2020. What are the objectives, and how many of those have been achieved, and what else lays in front of us? A quick video again. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, welcome to Sri Surabhi Go Kshetra. In 2018, we did a cow culture conference in Milpitas. That's the first ever cow culture conference in North America under the guidance of His Holiness Bhakti Raghav Maharaj. This is the first conference we did it, and we invited Dr. Subramanian Swamy as a keynote speaker. Dr. Swamy is a parliamentarian in India. Dr. Swamy came here and we did the wonderful cow culture conference, and in the conference Dr. Swamy did the puja, and with taking that vision into 2020 we started this Sri Surabhi Go Kshetra. We already have a Goshala here. We grind our own organic feed for the cows, and this is the orchard grass we are giving for the cows. And now right now we are drilling a well for our Go Kshetra, because in this area we don't have a water. We buy the water right now for our cows. So we are drilling a well, and we also have a squeeze chute where anything like emergency, we can invite doctor here, and the injections for all our cows. In this Go Kshetra we have a wonderful parking lot. We can have 40 cars parked, and we also have this wonderful bullpen, and we keep our cows and we send for the grazing in the morning hours. So our cows, this is our family. Her name is Lalita. Daughter name is Yogini, and she is Surabhi, and she is Ganga, and Ganga's daughter is Pooja, and she is Bahula, and she is Radharani. And this is our family, as I mentioned, and this all happened because of the wonderful vision of Bhakti Raghav Maharaj, and also Dr. Subramanian Swamy, who encouraged us to make this Go Kshetra. Next Friday we have a wonderful conference online with Dr. Subramanian Swamy, and we also have Shri Iyer from VHS, and Nisha Sharma. She is also participating in our Zoom call or in your YouTube broadcast. So please watch that and also visit our Go Kshetra. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
As we can see, there is tremendous support for this Goshala from the local Indian Americans. We hope to see this thing grow and be a cow provider, cow milk provider and cow products provider. And the next video that we're going to see is of His Holiness Bhakti Raghava Swamy, who traveled 216 villages spanning 7 states over a period of 2 years to support and educate cow protection in India. It's called Go Gram Tour, and let's take a quick look at that tour.
Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha, Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. My name is Bhakti Raghava Swamy. I am a member of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, whose founder Acharya is the well-known His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. In connection with a panel discussion that we are having today, entitled Leading Through Cow Culture, I would like to explain through this 5-minute documentary video presentation some of the important aspects of a program that we have undertaken in the last few years here in India, entitled Dharma Go Gram Yatra. It actually started in 2016 when the ministry that we have established here, entitled ISKCON Daiva Varnasrama Ministry, which is an outreach program to villages, aims at helping people in the villages understand the original, very long-standing agrarian culture that has always been part of the Vedic culture. 2 years ago, so in 2016, our members of our ministry actually reached out to 108 villages. We have taken that up again, beginning 2018. This time, this was part of a doctoral research that I am conducting actually in connection with Osmania University. The ministry has a motto which is especially centered on cows, villages, and culture. The motto is save our cows, save our villages, and save our culture. In these various scenes that are being pictured, actually we covered 7 states, beginning with Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, as well as Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Kerala, and the last one, Jharkhand. And the goal was to actually visit 108 villages and to interview 6 of the local leaders in each of these villages, and to also meet with the village people. In each village we would be meeting with 40 members, and at the end of our meeting with various individuals in the villages, we conducted, as some of the videos are showing, a Go Puja. It was a part of the regular program, as well as Nagar Sankirtan, and we would be having afterwards a discourse on the subject matter of Vedic culture. We could see actually a very favorable response in all the villages where people were eager to know more about why we were conducting this particular outreach program. And of course, the highlight and the main reason is to bring back, or we could say, create this awareness of how when we deviate from what is meant to be the norm. What is the Vedic norm? It means that we deal or interact with Mother Nature, means the land. We also interact with such living entities as the cows in a more humane way, in a more natural way. Vedic culture, Vedic economy is based on this ideology of Krishi Goraksha Vanijam. And also this is, we find in the Bhagavad Gita, also from the Srimad Bhagavatam and other important Vedic literature, Sarva Kama Dugamahi. All the necessities of life, all the necessities of human beings can be found in the land. Therefore, we feel it is very important, and that's why we're having this discussion today in terms of cow culture, to reach out to the villages. We have severe global problems today, one of them being the problem of desertification, where land has become more and more arid because we are not dealing with Mother Earth as we should be doing. And therefore, to resolve some of the acute problems of unemployment that is there, we are encouraging people in general to become part of this endeavor, this initiative of going out in the villages, helping individuals understand what is what we are referring to as the basic dharma, the spiritual dharma and material dharma that all of us have. And in this way we can again reconnect Mother Cow to Mother Nature. Modern society has actually disconnected these two mothers, and we can see the very negative results. So we invite all of you to visit some of our websites where you can learn more about the subject matter. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
That was a wonderful video, Swamiji. The next part of our program is the panel discussion. Our first question is for Dr. Subramanian Swamy. Dr. Swamy, I have in my hand what I can get in supermarket in US now, the A2 milk. I'll just read what it says. A2 milk comes from cows that naturally produce only the natural A2 protein and no A1. Published research suggests A2 milk may help avoid stomach disorder in some people. Sir, it is our endeavor, at least Krishna Purushottama Das's endeavor, to try and produce this kind of milk in the Goshala. That is one of the first things that he's going to do. And we are planning to pasteurize the milk and let people take it away from, they come here, visit, the kids come, feed the cows, get some punya, play with the calves, and then get their milk, because it takes a little bit of time. You have to pasteurize the milk. It takes a little bit of time. So this is the kind of thing that he has in mind, to make like an hour, 2 hours visit for the family to come here. Sir, this is the kind of environment that I would like to see happen in every state in the United States and perhaps every city. Now, one of the things that is striking about your friendship with the Rajapaksa family is that I think you are able to make him
Yes.
see reason much faster than a certain friend of yours who goes back 40 plus years. Sir, this is my question to you. With your intervention, we got Lord Rama temple. Can we stop cow slaughter in the entire country of India like it is now done in Sri Lanka?
Well, the ban on cow slaughter is implied in Article 48 of the Constitution. So there's no shortage of laws or the mandate for laws. The question is, how do you implement it? And for that, you need a certain cadre of very dedicated people for this cause, which means that every police department in every state should have a special wing for the cow. This is point number one. Point number two is villagers tell me that once the cow is unable to give any milk, we don't know what to do with it. So we need the government, in cooperation with the state governments, to build Goshalas, for which we should impose a cess in either in petrol prices or in stamp duty. You know, when you buy a stamp, you pay an additional amount. So the government should collect that, and that should be done with passion. You see, the agriculture ministry is the nodal ministry for cow protection, and it's got such a low priority. 90% of the interests of the civil servants is now to go on inspection tours to Israel and the United States and so on. But in the end, what should be done in India, there's hardly any publications at all. So to cut a long story short, I'm working on it. The question is being only gifted with 24 hours a day. And the fact that I have to do all the work, for instance, the entire Ram Mandir work I had to do, Ram Setu protection I had to do. Others may try to snatch the credit, but the work was done by me. And I came in only when everybody else failed. In Ram Setu, there was a huge failure of all the people who are mobilized by the BJP. The same thing in Ram Mandir. For 7 years, they couldn't get a single date of the Supreme Court for hearing the matter. And I invented this concept of fundamental right to pray, where faith tells me Ram was born, as the instrument by which I got it done. But as soon as I reached when it was certain we are winning, you found people jumping in to take the credit. So, I mean, we have this society of 600 years of Islamic rule and 200 years of British colonial rule. This mind is dented today with enormous insecurity. You take up an issue, you immediately see resistance. And especially if you appear to getting. But all said and done, I can tell you that today is 2020. Before 2024, there will be a severe ban on the cow slaughter in our country, and that the punishments will be so severe. I will begin by advocating capital punishment, and then perhaps water it down when people are shocked that, you're for a cow, you're taking the life of a human. Well, in my opinion, they are equal, as today these two documentaries have clearly established. We regarded the protection of cow for this purpose. In China, there's not a single cow. And I asked the Chinese, how is it that you're our neighbor and you don't have a single cow? They said, when famines came, we ate them up. But in your country, you made it into a god, so nobody touched it even in a famine. So that's how the cows are in such large numbers. There are 160 million cows. But these cows are so emaciated, they give only 200 liters a year. Whereas an Israeli cow gives you 1,100 liters per year. Imagine 160 million cows giving us, 1100 million, 11,000 liters per year. We'll flood the whole world with milk. And this milk is, as you say, A2, is being now accepted. So as far as your question is concerned, the answer is that yes, in the next 4 years, this is what I'm going to devote myself to, so that when we have the next conference in California, I'll come with the law passed by the parliament that it will be tantamount to capital punishment or near about that.
Thank you very much, Dr. Swamy. I just wanted to mention a couple of things. Even after the cow stops giving milk, the Gomutra and the Gobar, that can still be used as fertilizer. It can also like a disinfectant. It's got so many applications.
But you need Goshalas for it from the intermediate.
Yes, yes.
So the
yes.
farmer becomes rich enough to look after it even after it stopped giving milk. Right now,
Yes.
the cow's only value is it gives milk, which he then goes and sells. So now you to tell him that this urine, as I told you, industrialists in Nagpur have produced out of gobar, they have produced bricks as strong tensile strength as the bricks made out of stone. So these are things which we have as goals. But right now, we think that once the cow ceases to be, and then the value of its meat then becomes much more than than anything else. So there's clandestine work going on. When you tolerate corruption at the level of leaders, then this kind of corruption becomes natural. In fact, there are a lot of politicians involved. Kapil Sibal's wife was running a butchery for cows, you see, in Chandni Chowk and near Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in Bombay. So I think, therefore, it's something where we need focus. BJP came to power on Hindutva, but today we have agreed to a state to take over all the temples. You know, the Uttarakhand has taken over Kedarnath, Badrinath, and Char Dham. Everything they have taken and appointed the chief minister as the chairman of the trust. I mean, how can a BJP government do it? I had to go to court. In the court, I could get only a part of my points accepted. Now I am in Supreme Court, and I'm hoping to win it. But everything I have to do it as an individual. And there's no shock. The party workers should be revolting on this. But they don't revolt. So this passivity which the 600 years of Mughal rule and Muslim rule and this 200 years of British colonial rule, that passivity is something we have to overcome. But if the people of India are provoked, they can do anything. You know that in the 1977 election, all us educated Madrasis voted for Indira Gandhi. But it is the illiterate UP wala who voted her out. They defeated her also and her son also. How do you explain that? Because our education actually makes us more passive than our lack of education.
Thank you, sir. And in closing, I just wanted to add one more thing. I've read that whenever the cow dies, they don't burn the cow, but they don't cremate the cow, but they bury the cow in a fallow part of the land, because evidently even the bones create fertility out of infertile soil. I mean, this is really Go Mata. That is why we call it the Go Mata. So I think we have to find a way, sir. That's all I'm trying to say. We have to find a way.
There'll always be a way. People told me only 2 years ago, you'll never get Ram Mandir. You got it? By just
So
one
true.
device. That is my fundamental right to pray, where faith tells me Ram was born. There was no answer to it.
Yes, sir. We want you to win in Kashi and then Mathura, and then that would be Hare Krishna for all of us.
Yeah.
So,
Mathura is very easy. Kashi is easier than Ram Mandir. So I don't think we should have a problem. There may be
See,
jealousies amongst my colleagues, which might be a bigger problem.
see, you take the hard problems first, then the easy problems kind of solve themselves. So thank you, sir. I just stay on. We have a few more questions for you, sir. Now the next question is to Swamiji. Guruji, please explain to our viewers the purpose of the visit, that Go Gram Yatra that you did. What motivated you to take this yatra, and what did you find, sir?
Yes, the Dharma Go Gram Yatra was primarily undertaken to highlight especially these three aspects: the importance of Dharma, the importance of Go or cows, and the importance of villages. Actually, Vedic culture, the backbone of Vedic culture are villages, and the backbone of villages are cows. For example, as I'm very happy actually to hear this statement by Dr. Swamy regarding in the next 4 years to actually, from the government side, impose a ban on cow slaughter all over India. Actually, India has a very unique and special role to play because India is meant to lead the entire world in this area. There should be actually a total ban on cow slaughter globally. Anyways, let's start with India because India is meant to lead. I want to share something that, as was mentioned a little earlier, there's a growing awareness about the importance of cow culture in general, which encompasses many things. And what some people may not know, within our own ISKCON society, we recently passed a global resolution whereby all of the temples that we have in the world, which is something like over 800, should be offering only ahimsa milk to the Lord in all of the temples. So there's we conducted this campaign by visiting all of these villages to basically bring awareness to the people in general about the importance of cow, about the importance of doing also natural agriculture, what we call Vedic farming. We have in modern day society, this was mentioned on the video, disconnected actually mother cow from mother nature. The whole world actually is in the state that it is right now, largely due to this very, we could say, a dharmic activity. Dharma actually means what is natural for human beings, both in terms of spirituality as well as material activities. So what is natural and normal on the material side in terms of meeting our basic needs and necessities of life is to keep mother cow and mother earth or mother nature intimately united. We have this basic global problem, as we mentioned, of desertification, where some 80% of the land globally is not able to produce properly. Why? Because we have disconnected the cow. The cow is naturally helping. That's why in the Constitution of India, this Gochar Bhumi was introduced. But unfortunately, over the years, like a number of things, it was not properly protected. So our aim is to continue and to invite actually more people to be involved in reaching out in the villages. One of the observations I made, a number of them actually was that villagers in general feel very much neglected. The cow population is decreasing at an alarming rate. I visited villages where one cannot even see one bull in that village. And there are major health issues also because of the poor quality of food that we are producing by using all kinds of chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticides. From cow urine and from cow dung, we can produce natural fertilizers. And so many, as mentioned earlier, also Panchagavya products. So there's a need to actually educate people in general. And as I mentioned earlier, India has a special and unique role to play in that in that direction. And our hope is that we can reach out to more villages, and we invite more people actually to be connected with some of these activities. And we're very thankful actually for the government to take some steps actually in wanting to highlight the importance of mother culture, of cow culture. And definitely, not only should cow become the national emblem for India, but actually cow should be the national emblem for the entire world. This is the Vedic culture. So we're very thankful for this opportunity to again highlight the importance of cows. And you know, we know how in the Vedic, not that long ago, I visit villages where people, elderly people tell me, yes, we used to have thousands of cows in our villages. Today, we hardly have a handful of cows. So this is one last point in this respect. There are many problems in our villages because of being disconnected in this way. And one of the most, I would say, crucial and critical problems that I encountered in many, if not most of the villages, was, in addition to health problems, in addition to economic problems, was a major problem of alcohol problem, especially amongst youngsters. So these are all interrelated with the basic reality of not living a more simple and natural lifestyle. So the motto actually in the Vedic culture is simple living and high thinking. So we are endeavoring through these activities to highlight and afford opportunities through training and education, how people can again introduce these practices in their daily lives. Yeah.
Thank you, Swamiji. There is a video on P Guru's site on Vaidya Gramam. And Dr. Swamy, you've known Dr. Krishna Kumar for a long time. Unfortunately, he recently passed away. His nephew, Ram Kumar, Dr. Ram Kumar, is the one who runs this Vaidya Gramam. It's also in Coimbatore, sir. What is unique about them is they are producing fertilizer based on the cow gomutra and gobar and other things. And they, in fact, encourage the farmers around them to say, don't use the fertilizers, use this. We guarantee you that this will give you better yield than what you are doing. Because when you put the chemical fertilizers, you are also damaging the crop and the earth, and you need to, find some other thing to replenish it. And here is a natural way. So Vaidya Gramam, I just want to mention it because anybody who wants to know how they are using the resources naturally available to get this thing going. It's actually an Ayurvedic treatment center. It's a great place to go for 2-3 weeks and, get your, niggles taken care of. So thank you once again, Swamiji, for this trip, because it's a trip like that creates awareness among people about the treasure we have amongst us. So that was a great thing you did, sir. All the best to you, and may you make more future trips also. So the next, I'd like to talk to Nishaji. Nishaji, the one time I visited your ranch/home, you have a fairly big farm. Thanks to COVID, perhaps now we are all growing our own food. I've started doing that too. So what motivated you to support this Goshala? I mean, these are all things that you've been doing in the past. And here comes Sri Krishna Purushottama Das and saying, I need a small favor from you. And how did it all begin?
Actually, basically, I'm from Ludhiana, Punjab. And growing up in Ludhiana in a devout Hindu family, I learned to respect our dharmic ethos. And Gau Seva was an integral part of our family life. And special occasions, every Sunday as a family, we go and do Gau Seva. Even since my childhood, we've been involved in Gau Seva there. So upholding these millennia-old practices and implanting those dharmic ethos is very important to me wherever I live. So 16 years ago, when I migrated here and me and my husband started a family here, we always dreamt of having a Goshala in USA. And slowly with the Thakurji's blessings, Krishna's blessings, I can say that we have enough land here that we could start it. But somehow it was just getting delayed because we didn't have resources and getting busy in other things. But I think when I met Krishna ji and he told me that he is looking for land, and me and my husband completely were like, okay, I think we are meant to meet and start Goshala together here. Thakurji has blessed us more than 60 acres here, and and giving some land towards Thakurji's cows is a blessing for us. So definitely that was a boon for my family. And also I will say many people in my state, they claim to be progressive and environmentally conscious, but I think still they have a long way to go. And when it comes embracing the millennia old practices that our rishis came up with ages ago, also I lead by example. I feel it's my responsibility to set an example for our upcoming generations, my kids. I have a high schooler and two younger kids. And in America, eating cow meat is very common here. And we vegetarian, sometimes people mock them when they always take vegetarian lunch there in the school. And they have questions, Mom, they are mocking us that we eat grass like cows and they eat cows. So, I told them, why don't you lead these discussions, right? Why don't you get educated on this? And now, by God's grace, we have a Goshala here and my kids are involved here. They are learning so much and they are very proud of it. So I think that was my motive. That's why I wanted to have a Goshala and my kids are involved there as a mother and they are proud of being Hindus and why we have to protect our cow culture and how to get involved in Gau Seva. That was very dear to me. And thanks to Thakurji, he made me met Krishna ji. I went there to get blessings and definitely I will say I got the blessings. And 2020 people will always remember because of coronavirus, but me and my family want to remember it as a very auspicious year that we started our Goshala here in Pleasanton. So as a mother, I'm very happy and I really wish and I pray that our Goshala succeeds and we have more cows. We started with a thought of only 2 cows, but we have 8 cows. And with Krishna ji, I'm seeing a long way to go. And I want many more Goshalas are open in California. And even white community, they are getting aware that why we are praying them, why we do not believe in slaughtering them and eating them. And I'm happy that I'm the source of that. I'm source of the person that they can get to know more about Hinduism, why we follow these rituals, why we believe in cow culture and Gau Puja, Gau Seva. So I'm blessed and thank you for having me here and thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my beliefs here. Thank you so much.
Nisha ji, wonderful talk there about our culture. Now, next we'll talk to Sri Krishna Purushottama Das ji, and people tell me that I can tell good stories. So I'm going to start this part of the discussion by telling a story. It's April of this year. Corona lockdown is in full force across the country. Krishna ji had to bring 8 cows. I don't know. I don't know how he managed that. Hours of driving on interstate. Now, here's the interesting part. The cows come. This is the first day they are being, taken down from the whatever the wagon that they came in. And then, Krishnaji, what happened?
So we had a good fencing. Thanks to your just Shreya for remembering that. So yeah, we got everything fenced up nicely, no problem. But one place we didn't fence it properly, so there was a chain fence. So as soon as cows came in, all jumped out that same fence which we didn't fence properly, and they went on the mountain. So I don't know what to do, and I cannot go and request them to come back. And it's I'm just praying to Krishna, and then Nisha's husband Vanit Sharma ji, he came with me in a 4-wheel drive. We went on the top of the mountain, and they are not moving, they are just relaxing there. So, and what we can do is I requested one of the neighbor here, he have some horses, so he got horses, and then around 11:30 in the night, so they moved all the cows with the horses to the Goshala. So yeah, it's a quite a journey, and I prayed that to Krishna that the cow should come in, or else the school is very nearby to the property. So if morning school opens, if the cows end up in the school, then I'll be in trouble. So,
well, you see, this is the thing. They don't write these things in the books. What happens if the cows just go and get lost? This is a fairly steep hill, Dr. Swamy. You haven't seen this thing, but I can imagine, and Krishna, he's probably tired after years of hours of driving, and then suddenly the cows take off. Presence of mind to get a rancher to help out. This is amazing. So these are just some of the problems and challenges that you face. Now you have 8 cows, and they are coming up to start to providing milk soon, isn't it? Can you please tell us what kind of timeline you're looking at before we can start spreading the word that neighbors, if you want A2 milk, that too from Boss Indica's cow, here is a place you can get it from. What are the plans on that?
Yeah, thank you, Sriyarji. So we are planning to have a natural way of getting babies. So we are in process to procure the bull. Already we identified the bull name is Radar. It's a Boss Indica's bull, and we call as a father bull. And actually, this entire cow culture, I would say, started, or I can connect the dots with Dr. Subramanian Swamy. First time we had a conference, Swamy, maybe you remember, it's in Bombay, in
Yes.
Stock Exchange.
Stock
Yes.
exchange.
Yes, and the first time, Swamy, when I entered, I saw a bulls in front of the stock exchange. They tied the bulls, and you did the Go Puja there, and I remember that's how the entire my thought process started to start this conference. And I met Jagdish Shetty ji, and we met all the people, cow culture people came for the conference. So, and then one of my good friend, his name is Damodar Dulal Das, he invited me to the conference. So after that, I took that vision with Dr. Bhakti, His Holiness Bhakti Raghav Swamy is our Guruji. So he said, okay, now you have the conference is over. Now get started with looking for a land. Land is the key thing. So then I started with searching. Then fortunately met Nishaji and Vanitji. So they provided 17 acres to start with. Maybe the 16 acres is full of with 60,000 cows in future. So that is the whole idea. And coming back to the question of Shri Ayarji, yes, the A2 milk, we need to give some gap, Shriji, to have the further babies. So 18 months gap, that's what book says. So once we have the babies, then the second lactation will give more milk. So, and I remember one time Guruji said that Bhakti Raghav Maharaj said, the cow goes urine at one shot, but where bull goes urine at multiple intervals. So when it goes on multiple intervals, it is good for fertilizing the land. So these are the cows makes us disciplined. Cows makes us make us very experienced when we are working with them. So thank you.
So you had mentioned to me that you had a question for me, Srikant.
Yes. My question is, you born and brought up in a Sanatan Dharma, like a Brahminical family, and you know more important about cow, Shriji. So I always see whatever topic it comes, you pick up like that, and even in Sanskrit, you are learning Sanskrit, and running P Guru's website. On top of this, you came one day to the Goshala and asked the cow dung. I was very surprised why you want a cow dung. So then can you explain more about your backyard garden and the Jivamruta you used? So, and you promised maybe that you make a video, Shriji. We are waiting for that.
Yes, indeed. And so, Dr. Swamy, here's what happened. I visited the Goshala, and then I got some cow dung, and then I came home. And then I talked to Srikant and he said, I want to make Jivamrutam. Can you tell me what the recipe is? And he gave me the recipe. It was very simple. You go and get some Kabuli chana, and then you get some black jaggery. You mix the black jaggery with Kabuli chana. You make like a solution, and then you add gomutra and gobar into that, and then you stir the pot. Let it ferment for a few days, and then after that, it gets really, the smell starts going out, and there's a little bit. It feels like a fertilizer. Then you start dispensing it, and that's all I did. Now, I actually, Srikantji, I have still got some more gobar that I haven't done Jivamritam out of. But all my plants today are having the same fertilizer. And this year, I'm happy to tell you that the last 3 weeks or so, every vegetable that we are cooking in the house is actually produced in the house. So it's a very nice feeling because that limits our exposure to going out to the market. But somewhere I'm trying to find some brightness in this corona menace that we can all go back to our roots. And next time, since I wasn't sure I was doing it right, I didn't take the video. The next time I do it, I'll definitely take the video and share it with you. But it's very simple process. And I think this is something that, again, like your vision of bringing a family in for an outing for 2-3 hours, let them do these things, get milk, and then also give them gomutra and gobar, let them take it back, and then, give them a simple recipe. It's like 4 lines. It's not a big recipe. Let them go and make their own Jivamrutam. And that way, they are giving back this thing to our land, giving, natural fertilizer. That's a great thing to do.
Thank you, Shriji. Thank you so much.
And I also want to just add one more line. Swamiji and Bhakti Swamiji, I want to invite you here to our Goshala. Please, whenever you are in United States of America, I just want that you please come and visit us and bless this land so that this Goshala also flourish.
Actually, Nisha, my desire is both Swamis, Bhakti Raghav Swamy and Dr. Subramanian Swamy, can open the Goshala. That's our desire. I was talking to Shriji that, can we, Dr. Swamy came in because of the corona, right? So yes, next time we'll have a lunch prasadam in the Goshala.
Definitely. We all feel so encouraged when we speak to you all, and the whole community will be encouraged. And I can see that it's gonna go really, really big.
Yeah, well, it's likewise. I mean, to see so many people working on what is essentially the making of India's Renaissance.
Sri Krishna ji, you have a question for Dr. Swamy.
Yes. So, Dr. Swamy, I just like to thank you for giving your time. I know, as you mentioned, the 24 hours. I follow your tweets, Swamy, that you even 3 a.m. for my time, and you will be, or your time, you'll be tweeting. So you are working very hard for entire our community, not only in India, and you're inspiring all over the world. By just your it makes a lot of difference. Then my question is that Satyameva Jayate, that you always be there is a quote in ISKCON that purity is the force, and you are pure, and then your mission. That's why all your initiatives are very successful. So the Cow Culture Conference is initially started by you with the Boss Indicus Conference in Bombay, and in 2018 we have in California. With your divine intervention, can we do a conference with Narendra Modi in 2021? So with our Prime Minister.
Well, you give me 6 months notice before you fix the date. Date, because I can't predict what will be in 2021. There are a lot of things happening in our country, our neighborhood. And it's difficult to predict in what state we will be in 2021. The economy is in complete doldrums. And Narendra Modi is in no mood to ask me to fix it. Because for the same reason that when I got into Ram Mandir, I hijacked it. So he's more worried about my hijacking the mantle and what he began. he never spoke on Hindutva at all. He only spoke on Vikas, but the Vikas has exploded. And Hindutva is going strong. So, I mean, our electoral base is very strong because of Hindutva. So I can't say just now, but I could get somebody else who's, would be even better in terms of thing. I mean, I have several names, but when you decide the conference and COVID is not around, or it's in a manageable situation, you let me know and give me 6 months time and I'll get it done.
Thank you, sir.
I'll make your conference worthwhile.
Thank you, sir. It can be in Delhi, so we can all fly in.
Yeah, it will be in Delhi. We'll help you organize it. We have got now VHS has got all kinds of things. We took on the BJP IT, which was considered invincible, and smashed them. You know what we did? They were issuing fake ID tweets against me, and all our team people got into the act, and they were literally burnt, and they have now retired, hurt into the pavilion, as they say.
Yes.
So we've got a team, and we can help organize your conference. We have done single-handedly. Mr. Rajapaksa came, we filled the hall. You remember what an impact it had on him?
Yes.
So we have done many such things, the VHS, and each one puts in his own money, and then we don't even have to go and ask anybody for money. That kind of capacity we have. And yes, you have a conference, we'll have a big conference. In fact, we are thinking of a Hindutva conference with the help of all the Shankaracharyas and other known religious leaders on Ramlila ground. And how will be one of the agendas. And and if we've managed to fill, which I think we can, the Ramlila grounds, it will cause tremendous tremor effects in our politics. So therefore, you're welcome anytime. You fix the time and let us know and give me 6 months if you want a truly good, impactful leader. I mean, I might even be, I can't rule out Modi, but I can't rule it in the sense whether he'll agree to come. But anybody else of sort of have equal impact on our society and the media, I'll find somebody like that.
Thank you, sir. I think with your blessings, definitely it can happen, because as you said, all your initiatives are very big. So, so if you invite, I think our Prime Minister will accept for sure.
He might accept. I know him from a long time.
Yes.
And when I see his other cabinet colleagues bowing and scraping, it is a bit uncomfortable that I come there and I treat him as, he's one of my fellow Karyakarta, you see. So I think, therefore, I have to make sure that I don't meet him enough. We run into each other in Parliament and so on. But the old Shistachar, I don't have. But he and I are still very good friends.
Yes. Thank you very much.
That was
You're truly an inspiration, Swamiji. This is third time I'm meeting you. I met you at President House and then a Zoom meeting, and now here. You're truly an inspiration to all of us. You just instill us with so much of fighting power that, we're going to bear that flag and we're going to fight it off. Thank you so much.
That's what Gita says. You have only the right to fight, but the fruit of that fight, Krishna will decide.
Krishna will decide.
That was a very engrossing panel discussion. Sri Krishna Purushottama Das ji, could you please call a vote of thanks, and then we can do a Mangalam for this program.
Yes, thank you. Namo Brahman Hitaya cha Go Brahman Hitaya cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya. Namo Brahman Devaya Go Brahman Hitaya cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So I just want to thank first of all Dr. Subramanian Swamy for giving us his valuable time on this day. Is called also Adhika Mas. It's a Purushottam month, very auspicious month. So thank you, Swami. Without you, we cannot have any of these conferences. And we just want to thank you from bottom of our heart for being here. And your presence makes a great impact in entire society, not only in India, in all over the world. Thank you, Swami. Thank you very much. And we also thank His Holiness Bhakti Raghav Maharaj, and is my spiritual guide, and also is my spiritual master. So Maharaj, thank you for your time, and you're working hard to in the villages, and traveling with even the COVID time. You just came here to the call where there is no internet connection. I know that, but you still take a risk to come to the nearby village, being in the presence in the call. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you very much. And we also want to thank Sri Ayarji for Sri Ayarji and Jagdish Shetty ji for being in the call. And as I'm happy that I'm closely working with Sri Ayarji here. He's, as I said, he's a mentor for me, and he's helping a lot in all the activities we are doing here. And also I would like to thank Nisha ji and Vanit ji, they are Sharma family. So just as soon as we asked them, they gave this property, and because of them, we are able to have a Goshala here. Thank you, Nisha ji, for.
We are blessed to have Goshala.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And-
Swamiji.
and-
Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you, Swamiji.
Best wishes to all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And also a shout out to all the volunteers who have helped out, and particularly
Yes.
Ramesh Swamy. We almost did not have this program. We had some technical difficulties, but Ramesh is a wizard with
Oh, Ramesh is a
technology.
wizard, yeah. Ramesh is a terror. He's not a wizard. He's a terror.
So
I don't
we
know,
figured out.
everything through the computer.
I have to thank our
And-
broadcast. His name is Ramananda Das. So Ramanand, so he's in the call. He's muted, but thank you for his broadcast. In all the channels. Please you can speak.
And the person with the attention span for the minutest detail is Jagdish. And he's got a memory of 10 elephants, not one elephant.
Wonderful, sir. Thank you so much, Jagdish ji, Ramesh ji. I know you are there, and everybody else. Thank you all for participating. And viewers, please share this video with your friends. This is something that defines our culture. Namaskar. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Ram.
Prabhupada.
Jai
Jai
Shri
Shri
Ram
Krishna.
also.
Jai Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Go Mata. Thank you.